Now former Merseyside Police Constable PC Sam Kane, based on the Wirral Peninsula, would have been dismissed had he not already resigned after his misconduct hearing for punching a mentally unwell man in the face simply because he couldn't be bothered to restrain him. Sam Kane is said to have entered a room in Arrow Park Hospital in Birkenhead on July 22, 2021 and pushed and punched the man in order to stun him and gain compliance after the man had been taken to the hospital following being detained under the Mental Health Act. The IOPC were informed, although I can't find out who reported the incident, and after investigation, disciplinary proceedings commenced, which resulted in a 2-day misconduct hearing. The hearing concluded this week, although Kane had resigned from the force in May, but upon reviewing the evidence found that Kane had breached the standards of professional behaviour as he had used disproportionate and unnecessary force on the man. An IOPC spokesman said after restraining the man and handcuffing him, CCTV footage shows Kane exiting the room with a hand injury. Kane informed his sergeant that he had broken his knuckle on his right hand and returned to the police station that evening with his hand in a sling and his fingers taped together. A statement obtained from another officer described how PC Kane had told him his arm was in a sling because he couldn't be bothered to restrain him anymore, so I punched him to the face 2 times to get it over with. Kane was also found to have lied about the incident in that he claimed the man was standing with clenched fists when Kane entered the room, but upon being shown the body-worn footage, he admitted that the man was standing with his arms beside him and that his fists were not clenched. Kane also claimed that he couldn't remember how many times he had punched the man, but noting 3 individual marks on the man's face and body-worn camera footage, hearing Kane mention how many times he had hit the man, it was clear that he was talking shit. Now, even though that's pretty compelling evidence, the CPS decided not to charge Kane with any offence, but Merseyside Police decided to act themselves via misconduct proceedings. IOPC Regional Director Catherine Bates said, "Police use of force is an area of serious concern for our communities, and we recognise the potential for incidents like this to damage public confidence in the police. Police officers may only use force when it is necessary, proportionate and reasonable in the circumstances, but following our independent investigation, we found a case to answer on the basis that the force used exceeded what was required in the circumstances. The outcome sends a clear message that the use of force has no part in policing, and he will now be barred from working in the police in future." Chief Superintendent Jennifer Wilson, head of Merseyside Police's Professional Standards Department, said, "I hope that the result of this hearing sends a clear message that we simply will not tolerate this type of behaviour from our officers and staff, and they will be dealt with robustly and in a timely fashion. The public quite rightly have high expectations of our officers, and we seek to uphold that to ensure that those meet the expectations. Sadly, on a minority of occasions, they fall short. We will take swift and effective action to ensure that we retain the public's confidence in the force. The unacceptable action of individuals will not be allowed to damage the good name built up by the vast majority of our officers who do an exemplary job and work day in, day out to ensure that all our communities are protected." The correct action taken by Merseyside Police, I'm pleased to say, although they need to be this serious about all incidents of breaches of professional behaviour, forgetting that in situations of offences by police, their loyalties should not be a consideration, as their loyalties should remain to the public, although that ship sailed many moons ago.
Another one bites the dust.